G'day guys, James here. Today in this video I'm going to be giving a review on Milwaukee's outdoor equipment. Now this is their power head unit, and what can attach to this power head unit are all these different accessories. So here we've got the hedger, we've got the edger, pole saw, extension arm, and the line trimmer or whippersnipper, whatever you want to call it. What I'll do is I'll go through each one of these tools, and as I'm talking about some of the specifications and some of the functions and features, I'll show you the tool being used in action. So starting with the power head unit itself, this one comes with a 6 amp hour high output battery. This is the lithium ion battery. Now it's got a power state brushless motor, and the speed that you're going to get out of this is between about 6,800 and about 8,600 RPMs with the variable speed trigger that it's got there. You've also got the two modes. You've got rabbit and turtle for speeding that up or down. Simply switch on the trigger and away you go. So this unit's got the quick lock system where you can drop in all the different attachments. So there you go, that's the unit that's going to power everything else. Now I'll jump into the line trimmer and tell you about some of those specs. Alright, so here we have the line trimmer attachment. As you see this tool being used, I'll talk you through some of the specifications and some of the functions. So the weight of the tool, you've got 1.7 kilos. The line diameter that you can use on it is it's a 2mm or up to a 2.4mm. The trimmer itself has a bump feed, so if you want a bit more line, you just bump that onto the ground and out it spools. The length of the unit, you've got about a metre, just over a metre or 40 inches. RPMs on this, depending on which setting you got it on, you're going to go between about 4,900 and 6,200 RPMs. And the cutting diameter of the tool, you're going to be looking anywhere between 350mm to 406mm. So there you go, you got to see that little unit being used. Pretty powerful. I actually, when I was first using it, I had it on the tortoise setting and I didn't realise, so I was struggling to get through some of those bigger weeds. But when I bumped it up in speed, it did a lot better. But for out here on this block, like a lot of the thick shrub and stuff that we've got, it's more of a brush cutter job. This is just better for your long grass and thinner sort of weedier stuff. But still, a nice little unit and a handy attachment. Now the other thing that I didn't touch on was these lock systems. So at the end of the tool, you've got this little protector, and what that does, it keeps a bit of the gunk out the end of the gears there, but it also acts as like a little hook, so you can put that up in the shed, hang it on something, and you've got your tools all nicely organised. So all the tools come with those, which is a pretty cool feature. All right, next item up is our hedger attachment. Now this was pretty cool. I don't actually have a hedge out here that I can use it on, but I did find a lot of weeds that I could actually test it out the back. My grass was that long that I could actually use it to hedge the weeds. How bad's that? It shows how much work I've got to do around this place. Now some of the functions and some of the specifications of the attachment itself, I'll run through those now with you. All right, so it's got an overall blade length of 508mm. In between the blades, it's got a cutting capacity of 25mm, so that allows you to get through some pretty thick stuff. You could see with some of those weeds there that I was getting through, some of them were like small trees. They are quite thick out here. The length of the overall unit, once it's extended out flat, you've got 152 centimetres, so just over 1.5 meters long. The weight of the tool itself, you've got 2.6 kilos, and it's got a quick lock connection. Now, cool function with this attachment is this quick lock feature. All you got to do is pull that down, and then you can spin that around to whatever you want. So you can get that from 90 degrees if you're trying to work over the top of a hedge and get that nice. Or as you can see, I was using the video, you can splay that if you're down at an angle on a hill or something. Really is quite a versatile little attachment. Now up next is the pole chainsaw attachment. Now this was by far my favourite attachment out of all the tools because I got the most use out of it. Out here we've got a lot of shrubs and trees and things that fall down from time to time. I actually went in with this and I was able to trim back a nice big shrub and a nice big tree to get some of those big branches off. So you can see here from the video, it was quite easy to get into and to do some of that work. I probably could have put the extension rod on if I wanted to, but it worked pretty good as it was. Now some of the specifications I'll run through here while you see some of the footage of this being used. Now the weight of the tool is 1.83 kilos, so it's pretty lightweight to be able to use up above your head or out at a distance. You've got a length of 124 centimetres, so just under 1.5 meters there. The RPMs on this is going to go between 3,700 and 4,600, depending on what speed you've got it at. Chain gauge is 1.1mm thick. You get a quick lock connection, and then the bar length is 254mm. And then the last two items are the extension pole. Pretty self-explanatory. That end just clips in to the quick lock, and then you've got the next stage of the quick lock here that your other tool drops into. So it just gives you that extra 1.2, 1.3 meters of reach, which is quite handy. And the last item is the edger. Now, I didn't get to film this. We don't actually have any finished landscaping or anything out here because we're just in the process of building. So once we get some footpaths and things around, we can actually run that around and just sort of tidy it up a little bit more. But I guess to give you some of the specifications and some of the functions and features, you're looking at a weight of 1.83 kilos. The blade diameter is 203 millimeters. The overall length of the unit, similar to the other ones, about 124 centimeters. And the RPMs on it is between about 3,000 and 3,900. So yeah, maybe I'll flash back to this a little bit later once we've got some paths in and I can show you that one being used. Yeah, so there you have it, guys. There's the power head and all the attachments by Milwaukee. Now, one of the cool little features which I'll show you is the storage on these. I'll show you how you can hang them up in a garage or workshop. This one's got like a little attachment in the back here, and all the heads have got those locking systems on them. So let's take a look. So as I mentioned, you can stick these up if you've got some nails or some screws coming out of some studs or some plasterboard. See, there's room for the power head to hang up. So there you go, as you can see, get some good storage by hanging those up in the garage that way as well too. If you want to take them off, you can even leave those heads in there, just twist, and out comes the tool. And then we want to put it back on, slide that back up, twist, lock it in, and you're done. All right, so there you go. There's an overall look at the power head unit. Now, it's been pretty good, really rated as a tool. The only thing I would like Milwaukee to add into the lineup is probably one of the steel brush cutters, one of these things. If they had one of those heads, that'd be ideal for me out here, just because some of that thicker stuff that I need to get into, the real weedy stuff, it's ideal just to chop through some of that. I had a look on the website and I couldn't see it. It could be there maybe in other catalogues, but here in Australia I couldn't find that actual unit. So if they could add that, that would be the perfect lineup. So there you go, guys. That's my thoughts and the overview on the power head. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please hit the subscribe button up there. And if you're new, give it the thumbs up. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media channels as well. Cheers, guys. Catch you next time.